Hey, good morning everybody. It's Clint here with CCUA, back with another VEG Out video. Today we're going to do a little bit of a houseplant rescue. So what you see I've got here are 3 plants of varying amounts of sadness. I think we've got least sad here, to kind of sad here, to really sad on this one. And so we have been in the process of moving out of our office. I'm sure you might have seen on Facebook that we're getting ready to have a big free sale where we get rid of some of our excess stuff. But even before that, with all of the coronavirus stuff going on, we just haven't had as much time in our office lately, just to try and make sure everybody stays apart and healthy. And so because of that, my already sort of neglected office plants have become very neglected over the past few months. So we're going to do a little bit of houseplant rescue today. So what I've got here are 2 Christmas cactuses, or Easter cactuses, or any sort of holiday cactus. I think I've heard them all. And these ones sort of bloom just whenever they feel like it. So they're not even really a Christmas cactus, but that's kind of the story behind that. And I've also got this spider plant, which is very sad. So what we need to do here is give our cactuses a little more space. They have way outgrown these tiny 4-inch pots they've been in since, well, probably since they were bought. And this one does say Christmas cactus on there. So we need to get these in a bigger pot, so I've got a couple pots that these are going to go into. And then our spider plant needs to have just a little bit more soil, because it's only about half full right now. And, you know, you kind of wonder where that soil goes. I have no idea. Sometimes it just feels like it evaporates like water. But we're going to fix this one up too. So we'll start out with our spider plants. Now I've got these nice terracotta pots. And so what I like to do to start out is to kind of put the cactus, just kind of set it in there like it will set in there, and just see about how much space we need to save to fit this inside of the whole thing. So we're just going to start out with some of our potting mix, and this is just a standard garden variety potting mix. We need to make a little hole in the middle there. So you can see here I've kind of got a little hole in the soil made for our little plant here. And then we're just going to set that, nestle that in there. And then we're just going to carefully fill in around the edges. And after that, we just want to press it down a little bit, make sure we're not leaving huge air pockets in there, because what will happen then is the soil will settle lower than we want it to. There we go. Here we have repotted our Christmas cactus. You can see the before and after. It's got quite a bit more space in there, so that's going to allow it to get a little bigger and just be a little bit happier. What I would probably do next is give it a nice good water, just to make sure that it gets a nice nice drink and stays happy in there. So we're going to do the same thing with our other Christmas cactus here. Start off with a nice scoop of dirt. Put that right in there. Again, we're going to make that hole right in the middle. This works best if you pre-moisten your potting mix. If you don't, it's just going to be dry and dusty and no fun. And this one is actually a little bit smaller. And drier. Uh-oh. So you see sometimes what happens when a plant gets really sad? You might start losing stuff like that. Fortunately, the Christmas cactus like this, we're going to be able to just kind of pop that right back in. And it'll get some new roots going on it. Alright, so we've got that in there. And we can start filling that in. And again, we just want to kind of tamp that down a little bit just to make sure we don't have any huge air pockets in there. And then we're going to take that one that fell out, and we're just going to try and squeeze them right back in here. We're going to bury it about all the way up to that first node. And we're just going to kind of squeeze the dirt in next to that just to make sure that we're getting good contact with the soil. That way it stays moist and that'll encourage it to put more roots out. So there we are. 2 Christmas cactuses rescued. So now we've got this guy, this poor spider plant that is just pale and has not gotten enough sun or enough water and is just in general a very, very sad house plant. The first thing I'm going to do is come in here and pull out all of this old plant material that's kind of just sitting in the bottom of this pot. Once you get all of that out, then we can see if we can get this whole thing out of here and see what we're working with. Might be kind of tough because it's real dry. Go. There's really not too much going on in there. Actually, the rest of this old dirt we're just gonna get rid of. It's old. And we're just gonna put some fresh dirt in there. It does look pretty good there. Just kind of even that out. A little bit of a bowl shape there. So spider plant into it. Then just going to finish filling it out. Some more of that nice new potting mix we've got. And again, we're just going to tamp that down lightly. We don't want to. We're not trying to really compact it. We just want to make sure that we're getting rid of those air bubbles and that we're making sure we've got good contact between the plant roots and the soil. And there we go. There is our spider plant. It has been rescued. Now again, if you're indoors or putting these indoors, make sure that you put something to catch the water underneath these, or else it'll make a big mess when you do water them. But that would be our next step, is to just give them a nice soak and then let them get acclimated to their new home. One thing to consider is why your houseplants might be sad in the first place. Like I said, there's a few different things going on with these. This one was not getting enough light, which you can see by how pale these leaves have gotten. That can be an indicator that it's not getting enough sunlight. None of them were getting watered as often as they probably should have. This one was only half filled with dirt, and these two were in container, had way outgrown the containers. So you want to consider why your houseplants are not performing like you think they ought to perform. Sometimes it could be as much as they just need a little bit of fertilizer, a little plant food. But just make sure that they're not going to go back in the same situation that got them to being in the sad state that they were in. So these plants are all going to go to a new home. They are all going to find a nice sunny windowsill where they will be regularly watered, and hopefully they are going to make a comeback and be much, much happier. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you all learned a little something about your house plants and taking care of them. We will see you all tomorrow with another VEG Out video.